like and give us a sub. Join the crew, come share the love. The Spurs chat, you can't resist. Just click subscribe, you won't wanna miss. Two sides of Spurs, we're here to stay. With Colin and Jamie, it's Spurs all day.
Hey, everybody. It is Colin. You are tuned into Two Sides of Spurs. It's a new thing. I've got to remember the name. Two Sides of Spurs podcast. Thanks, everybody, for joining. And we've already got somebody here to talk with us about our epic win today. First in the door, Soren. What's up, buddy? Hey, I can't hear you. 1 second. Maybe it's my end.
Hello? Hear me?
Yeah, it has to be me. 1 second here. That was embarrassing. Try now. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we did it. We did it, man. Yeah, Soren, you've been in the chats of the shows. Did you expect us to win today?
Yeah, I said 3-1.
I said 2-1. So we were both close-ish. You were closer, of course.
Yeah, no, you know me, I'm as positive as can be. I said 3-1. I did expect us to win. I may have been rethinking it slightly at halftime, but no. I always said I knew I maybe rethought the 3-1 and thought it might be 2-1. I did not expect 4-1.
Yeah, no, that 4-1 was an insane scoreline. But yeah, we'll get to that fourth goal too. But I think Aston Villa had gone to sleep at that point. They seemed disinterested.
I don't think they'd gone to sleep and disinterested. I think when we up the tempo and play like that, I'm not going to say many teams, but I think teams struggle to actually stay with us then, because the tempo is so fast and it just moves. It's that's the kind of thing you want to see more often.
Yeah, look at that. Peter Kagayas, everybody, gifting 5 memberships. Big up, Pete. Thank you as always, mate. Appreciate you. And Jen, baby, we've been saying it the whole time. Pete, you and me and Soren here. The smartest people, I'd say, are Jen. But yeah, you were saying that at the end of matches, it's hard to keep up with us. That's been a feature of this Spurs team going back a couple of managers. It seems like I still think some of that's like a hangover from Pochettino times when he had everybody in such good shape. Yeah, I'm starting to see that again. Ends of matches, we look really good. And you're right. Once it starts to click, and it's kind of just exactly what we've been saying. But I made one banner because I just made this show really really quickly. But Ange Best Emery. We've got some comments to get to, and then we'll talk about that just in general and what everybody thought. El Tel is here. We are shit. Ange is shit. Our all around play is shit. I wish I supported a team like Plymouth. Might be a reference, but I'm not sure. And then he said there's some comments that have aged very well. If you're talking about the one from my co-host, I'm wondering if that's why he magically couldn't make it for the show today. I don't know if you saw his halftime rant. He ranted a bit. He wasn't happy. Eltel asks, would anyone swap our goal difference at the moment? Right? I know, only best by Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. Or Liverpool's real close to us. I saw the stat earlier. I put out the link in case anybody else would like to come join us. Daniel Coy says, big up back buddy? Hope you're doing good. Pete is saying that it was 326, so it's now 329 in Melbourne. He had 3-1. I was 2-1, and I almost upped it. I really did. At the end of the show, I was like, should I get crazy with it? But I kept the 2-1 like an idiot. Nita's in the house. Big up Nita. Quez, of course. And then, of course, the 5 generously gifted memberships by Peter. Daniel says he'll jump on at 10:15. Yeah, jump on, buddy. Link's out there, man. I'll put it in again, so it's easier to find. We've got Soren saying 3 or 4 more players, lads. We will be cooking 100%. Somebody's here who I haven't seen in a long time. Is he coming on or is he plugging? Either way, I love you, and I would love for you to stay. If everyone knows who I'm talking about, it's Eltel himself. But yeah, Daniel, jump on, dude. We'd love it. Nick from Roundtable Talk says, come on, you Spurs. Yes, he's here. His camera's on. It's Eltel. I haven't seen you in what feels like ages, and I miss you.
That's because you don't answer your phone. Don't worry about it.
But you're here now. But
yes.
We're all here. And Danny's even come to join. But yeah, Jose, how are you, man?
I'm good.
You had a win for us, right? I'm sure.
I had a 3-1 to win 3-1. So Madison, I put in my group, Madison got the bloody 4th goal. But then once he got the 4th goal, I shouted out, I want more.
That goal was crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
I had a couple of people. You got Mikey Romero and Jim both predicted 4-1.
That's awesome.
So, but it was the majority of people. There's a lot of people that had 3-1. So, but anyway, a win's a win.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. A win's a win. No joke. I'm incredibly happy. Couldn't be more happy. We know throughout the week, some of us have been like, yeah, bring it on. We're gonna win. And then other people, cough, Dan, was a little worried. I think. What's up, Dan?
Think you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah. You sound good, buddy.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I was a little bit worried. I can admit I was a little bit wrong today. I can first shout out to Ben Davis, who sort of proved me wrong from last night when I sort of said I was a bit worried about his pace up against Watkins.
Yeah,
so I'll shout out Ben Davis because a lot of fans criticise him when he does play at left back sometimes. But when he's the last 2 games now, he'd have to come on for injuries to our centre back against Man City and Villa when both games have been very tight still. And he's done a proper Mr. Reliable job in both matches. So I'll have a massive shout out to Ben Davis, who's really, really shown his experience the last 2 games. There's a massive shout out to Ange, and a massive shout out to Ange today as well, because I'm one of the first people to probably criticise him when things go wrong. So I'll be one of the first people to massively praise him when things go right. And that, whatever he said at half time, the way that second half went here, couldn't have gone no better. The quick goal in the second half, the pressing to win all the second balls as well, compared to the first half performance, was a complete polar opposite. And the tempo, the way the tempo of our play in the second half, so much more different than the first half. That second half performance, yeah, against a very, very good Villa side as well. Yeah, with no mugs, maybe it's quieting down the Amstel was a little bit now. Maybe even proving me to maybe take a little step back, because back-to-back wins now against City and Villa in 5 days. Like, you couldn't have asked any better reactions to that Crystal Palace match. But the Crystal Palace match sort of put us back down in the dumps a little bit, worrying for Ange. But this win now can really take some momentum back into the league season as well. He's doing really well in the League Cup. Potentially, the Galatasaray game now looks a bit harder, where he might have to go there without no Van der Ven or Romero. But I'm confident now Ben Davis playing. Ben Davis sort of proved me wrong the last 2 games. I'm happy with Ben Davis playing the left side of centre back that game, and Dragusin playing. So
Dan, you're singing a totally different song, and I love it. Positive Dan is fun.
He's in a good position. You can't not be positive after that second half performance. Like, if you come onto that and try and criticise that second half, you'll be deluded to come and criticise that second half performance. Like, you have to give praise where praise is due, man. That second half performance was great. Solanke as well. I said I wanted to see him get into around the box a bit more. He went and got himself a quick fire brace. That's what you want your striker to do. You want the striker to kill a game off you, just like that, in the space of a couple minutes. It was 1-1. Tom Solanke braces 3-1 just like that. That's what you get your number 9 for as well. to finish. That's what number 9s are there for, yeah? To win matches as well, yeah? When matches are tight as well. And that's what Tom Solanke done today as well. That's what a number 9 does. That's what a £65 million striker does.
I mean, that was a beautiful touch, wasn't it, for that first goal? A little dink.
Yep, loved it. I mean, Jose, I haven't talked to you in the longest. What is your I mean, geez, where do you even start? So first half, people were upset. People I know very well. People who post content to this same channel. I don't know if you saw. He told me he did a rant. I didn't see it, but I'm guessing that's why he magically couldn't show up today. But people were upset after the first half. But one thing I noticed, first half, I'm like asking you a question / making a statement at the same time. So sorry about that. It's weird. But I noticed the first half, everyone said we were going to get beat for pace. Look at how much pace they've got. We don't have Van der Ven. Like we're screwed. I noticed that they didn't get in behind us very much first half. The goal they scored was, from a set piece. I don't know. What were your thoughts on the first half? And then I know it's not fun to talk about the first half, but it was there.
I wasn't disappointed with the first half at all. The only thing that we didn't do is we didn't win the second balls in the first half. Exactly like what Dan said earlier. We didn't win the second balls in the first half. Our play was really, really good, but it was just that final bit that was missing in the first half. But we had both halves. Today we played 90 minutes, if you want me to put it that way. Today we did play 90 minutes. We didn't get the goals in the first half, but we definitely turned up for both halves.
Nice. That's been one of your criticisms, I know.
So for me, all I'm going to say is with regards Tottenham, everyone's going to do us for pace. Everyone's going to beat our high line. Everybody's going to smash us in midfield because we invert. Everyone's going to do this. I keep saying to people all the time, why do you worry about other teams? Just worry about what you do, what's within your gift. Worry about what we do. If we do what we do correctly and we do it right, then we shouldn't fear absolutely anyone. And I've said this for a long, long time. I'm not one of these people, and I never have been one of these people that's worried. Right. At the start of the season, you've got your 38 games mapped out, right? Barring any postponements and that, you know what your games are going to be. You know that you have to play every team twice. So every team, and it doesn't matter who you are from top to bottom, every team is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 really, really good players, that can hurt anyone on any given day. Everyone's got that. Tottenham have got that as well. We've all got it. So, at the end of the day, it's down to us that we go out and we should leave a footprint on each game we play. When we play at home, I don't fear anybody at all. I just think that we need to pick up that form and we need to become better away from home. Away from home, we're totally different to what we are at home. At home at the moment, so today would have been our 15th game of the season. We've won 10, we've drawn 1, we've lost 4. And the only home game that we've lost this season in all competitions was that 1-0 against the Gooners. Apart from that, at home, we haven't lost. We've won every game we've played at home. And we are rattling some scores. We're scoring goals. So, to me, at the end of the day, if we can transform, for me, the next step is, I said consistency about turning the L's into W's. All we need to do now is actually turn our form away from home. Looking at the stretch of games that we've got now coming up, including today's, I wasn't very fearful because the majority of them games are home games. I think the next 6 games we're playing at least 4 at home, or even 5 at home. So therefore, I'm not fearful of the run of games we've got. I think we're away to Galatasaray on Thursday, and I think the next league game we're away to Man City. Other than that, every other game, including one in Europe, Ipswich, when we come back, they're home games. So I don't fear the home games. I just think that we need to turn around and we need to get that mentality, that head correct for away games. Obviously, being at home, the crowd helps. It'll be interesting to find out from people that were at the game today. I mean, they're probably making their way home still, but finding out from people at the game today what the crowd were like, because I must admit, watching it on Sky Sports today, I couldn't tell you. I don't know whether they drown out the crowd from time to time, but I couldn't hear the crowd too much today.
So I heard a lot of chants that were less than the more inappropriate ones. and I heard them like turn down what I thought was pretty loud crowd noise at the time because of that. On what I was watching USA Network,
Yeah.
which is a very American name. I just realized that they're pretty proud of their Americanness there. But no, I was watching on that, and I think you're right. I think they must do that because, yeah, I'm sure the atmosphere was better than what I heard because you couldn't hear a thing. But yeah, I agree fully with everything that you said. We could rock up and beat anybody. That's what I love about Spurs. It's what I've always loved about Spurs. We're on our game. We're really, really hard to play against. And last question. People talked about plan B and how he doesn't have a plan B. Do we need a plan B? You were talking about away matches. That kind of got me thinking. Should we have a plan B for away matches? Should we approach them in the way that we play differently? To me, I don't think we have. This is going to sound crazy, but there's not so much like a style to Tottenham's play right now, except for aggressiveness, pressing. I know that sounds stupid, and of course there's a style, but it just seems to me like it's. I don't know. Do we need a plan B or just do plan A better?
Who you asking?
Jose. You. Sorry, Jose.
Oh, you're asking me. To me, it's all. I mean, if you look right to be a consistent side, you look at other teams. Like you look at your. I'm gonna right. Let's pick it from the top of the dome. Let's look at Man City. You look at your Liverpools and stuff like that. At the end of the day, they play well or well enough away from home as they do at home. Right.
Yeah.
We've just been off key away from home. We get that right under the. I'm going to go back to Poch. Under Poch, there was a system and a style that we played, and we did that both home and away. Right.
Yep.
We play a style at the moment under Ange, which is a very attractive style, and for me, it's a very good. It's a very positive way to play, and it will produce goals. But away from home, whether we're scoring goals or not, we're not scoring as many away as we score at home. But whether we're scoring goals away or not, we're not getting the W's, and that's what we need to do. We just need to change. Our mindset should be. But the thing is, you can't carry 62,000 supporters to an away game. That's the difference. You can only get 3,000, 4,000 supporters. But I'd like to see us play exactly the same way away from home and maybe come back. Well, not maybe, definitely come back with more results than what we have so far this season. As for plan A, plan Bs, I'll be honest with you. Today, I was really surprised at the substitutions.
Yeah.
I was really, really surprised at all the substitutions that he made and who he brought on for whoever. And I thought to myself, hold on. When he took Sonny off and Sonny looked alarmed, he looked like, well, this isn't planned. And he brought Richarlison on. I thought to myself, after Werner's game against Man City, I thought Werner might have been the favourite to come on. Right. Mikey Moore has played 2 full games before that, got a rest, came on for a few minutes against Man City. So I thought, fitness-wise, he might have been ahead of Richarlison just with fitness. So when Richarlison came on, I was like, what? I was like, wow. And then when he bought, and then when he sort of swapped out Bentancur for Bissouma, I thought, okay, fair enough. He's made that substitution. But then when he took the next 2 guys off and he brought Maddison on, I was like, what? What's he just done there? And then when he took a doggy off and brought Gray on, I was like, hold on, what are his substitutions? So whatever he did today, substitution-wise, worked. I questioned it myself. I was just like, wow, these are left field for me, but they worked. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, we just need to up our form away from home. At home, I've not got any concerns. At home, it's just the way we need to pick up our form, and that doesn't matter who we play. You could be playing whoever's bottom of the Premiership at the moment. We could be playing them away from home as well as playing Liverpool away from home. We just need to address the away issue for me.
Fully, 100%. And I like the way that you. Yeah, that was good stuff. Thanks, Jose. Soren, we haven't heard much from you, buddy. Just amidst all of there's people that don't like Ange Ball, people that say it won't work. So on days like this when it works well, and I know that you're one of the people that enjoys it and enjoys it when it does work. And on days like today when it does, it feels good. Like Jose said, it's fun to watch. It's a good style. And we won. How are you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, well, I'm always good when we win. I'm just amused. My phone's going ping, 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 and there are still so many negative comments in some of the WhatsApp groups. What are these people doing supporting Tottenham Hotspur? I just don't get it.
I'll have to look.
Look, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some things weren't good today. You know, that first half there was some questions, but how can you come off a 4-1 win and only want to comment negative comments? And it just blows my mind. But look, let's move on from that. Yeah, I mean, I'm exactly the same as what Jose just said. When they put Son's number up, I was looking at Sonny and thinking, why? You know,
he just
I
got
could
an assist.
understand it, but for me, it was 10 minutes too early at that point in time because we were just starting to play. We were just starting to get on top. We were just starting to push it. And then you suddenly think, well, Son's just done a fantastic pass. He's just crossed the ball superbly. Why are we taking him off now? And it kind of just calmed the game down a little bit. And then we went again. And the only thing I can think with what Jose was saying as to why was it Richie and not Werner for a start, I just wonder if Werner wasn't fully fit because of when he went off against City. He'd obviously got a little tweak, and maybe it was just too much for Mikey Moore. So he thought, put Richarlison on, and look, it's backfired. He's obviously done his hamstring. I don't know what to make with Richie now because I love that guy to bits. I want him in our team, but too many injuries now.
I think this one did him in. I was talking to my mom on the phone after the match because she's a big supporter as well. She was watching, and she was like, "Yeah," she's like, "I think Richarlison's getting sold in the summer." She's like, "I can't see us keeping him," and I agree.
I mean, he's another session, John, isn't he? Now it's. I mean, literally, he's back for a week or 2 weeks, and he's gone again. So the only thing I think I can see, which I mean, it's not going to help him, is you just don't play him again for a couple of months. Get him fit and don't play him. But then that's not going to help him either because he'll break down in training.
I know it's almost like you rest him for a month or two. You get one good game out of him, 2 good games. He gets injured. That's definitely
I'll be surprised.
But I mean, today he was worth his weight in gold. Today, I thought so.
Yeah, I mean, some of his touches were a little bit poor. I mean, to me, it was screaming out. I said it in a couple of the chats. It'll be unpopular, but bring Werner on because the pace he would have given us to run past those players on that left would have been what we needed. But look, I mean, some of the substitutions, you looked at it and thought, why? What's he thinking? But look, hands up, done it again. I mean, I get why some people still don't necessarily fully back him, but I just don't get the people that just don't see how much he's changed our club.
How it's still changing, right? Like to me, it seems like it's obviously still in transition.
Of course it is. There is so many positives, and people who say he's a one-trick pony, well, you've just got to look at the games, and if you actually scrutinize each game, there are tactical changes all the time. And he's maybe not stood there waving his hands about. And I kind of understand that a little bit. If you've given your players their instructions, the way I look at it, if my boss was stood shouting at me all day long, I wouldn't be working there anymore. I'd walk because if he doesn't trust me to do my job, then I go. And that's the way I look at it with him, that he's told them what he wants. He's set the team up. He's had all week doing it. Well, what difference is it really going to make him stood there shouting left, right, and centre on the touchline? Don't get me wrong. I think there should be some.
There's a time and a place for everything.
There are times to discuss things and time to try and alter little things, but you don't need to be stood there constantly. And I'm sure I've heard ex-players come out and say, when the managers are shouting, they just pretend that they don't hear them anyway. Or sometimes you don't hear them because of the noise. And look, a question that was asked a few minutes ago, what was the noise like? I mean, I was watching it on Sky and the noise was phenomenal. There was some real atmosphere. There was some quiet lulls. Whether that was, commentary turning it down or not, I don't know. But look, today was all about a win. We won, and let's not, people, when we said, oh, we won Man City, they're a top 10 team, it was like, no, that was a cup game, that doesn't count. This was a Premiership game. They were a top 10 team. We just beaten them 4-1. This is against a manager who apparently schools Ange Postecoglou.
Right.
Well, I think today Ange actually gave him an Aussie slap around the face today. So it's about time people got on and started supporting this club properly, not just, waiting for us to win a league or something and then suddenly come out of the woodwork to be Tottenham fans. You support your team through thick and thin, and let's get behind the team. Let's just get behind the team.
You know who we haven't heard talking a while, but no, I agree with everything that you said completely. It was so nice. That's why I made that one banner, just Ange Best Emery. It was just because everyone was talking about how good of a manager he is and it feels good. I mean, the win feels good because of how much people weren't believing in it. You know what I mean? That makes it feel better to me. But I'm also just kind of a hater is definitely the wrong word, but it's close. It's like adjacent to that. But anyway, Dan, we haven't heard much from you lately. Do you think? I mean, are you? If we play like that every match, you're good with Ange staying, right?
Yeah, we played like that every match.
Yeah,
I'm saying I'm taking a little back burner anyway. I'm not gonna be so judgmental on every single league match he plays because he's in a strong position in both the cups anyway. Yeah. So right now he's in a good position in the Europa League. We're basically nearly 80% through that. We're in the quarterfinals of the cup with a winnable home game as well against Man United at home. That's still winnable, so that's a potential chance to get to a semi-final. So I'm not going to micro judge every single league game
after every league. You're like, am I Ange out today or not Ange out today?
Yeah, the away form definitely has to improve, though. I will admit that. But when you look back at the history of Spurs in the Premier League, we've always been a soft touch away from home down the years. It just might be a Tottenham problem. There's always been a problem where we can go away from home, even with Pochettino's sides, and still only win one game in maybe a calendar year away from home. And that's with a stronger side than we've got now. It's just always sometimes been a problem. It seems to be more of a mental problem for Tottenham, away from home over the years, where we can go for a period where we don't win away from home for 3 or 4 months. Sometimes we can win a couple games on the spin away from home. There's definitely a consistency thing away from home. We've never had a problem with our home record over the years in the Premier League. Even when we were not a great side, we still had a pretty decent home record. We've notoriously always been a soft touch away from home where, if you get a goal back against Spurs, there's always a chance you can get back in the game. You saw the Brighton game, how that quickly turned around. Yeah, that sort of things happen to Spurs quite a lot over the years away from home. That's not just happened once. So it's
for sure.
But the away form definitely has to improve because we can't be a top 6 or top 4 potential side with an away form of winning 4 games in a calendar year. So that definitely has to improve a bit. But the performance today, the second half performance today, I said on the WhatsApp earlier to Jose, one of the most important things in football is winning the second ball. It's the second play in transition. It's the second transitional play. It's what you do after you win the ball back, yeah? So can you then win the second ball to keep that transitional play continuing on the attack? Because it potentially stops a lot of counter-attacks. And that's what we did today as well, by winning the second ball. It stops a lot of counter-attacks on you. And that's what we've done in the second half. That's a really, really strong performance by the team as well. And you have to look at the positives. The subs might have been a bit strange, but when you look at him, sort of proves you why he's the manager. We're fans sort of just judging the subs today, yeah? Because we looked at them thinking they're a bit strange, but they weren't. So that's when when sometimes now you have to look at a fan and sort of not micro judge all of his subs sometimes, because sometimes they might not work in a game when the game's just not going for you. But today we sort of judged them a little bit, saying that they looked a bit strange, the balance of it, but they worked perfectly fine.
I was happy. To me, it made me think he's watching this. He sees a change that needs to be made. He's making it. I was okay. I was like, that's cool. I don't see the stats behind it or whatever.
Sorry, mate. I was happy to. I said to you yesterday. I remember saying to you, I was happy to see not Kulu and Madison playing together. in the number 10s, when both of them created positions straight away. So I feel Villa had a lot of energy in midfield, and that Rodgers had a pretty decent game for Villa up until when he was getting injured. He's a very decent player. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play. I don't know if he's got the English. I wouldn't be surprised to see him getting called up for England soon because he's a very good player, man. So I feel like if he'd have gone with both of them too early in the game, we might have got a bit too overrun in midfield. So I feel like Ange got his spot on there. And I said I wanted to see probably Kulu play over Maddison, and Maddison was the one who got left out. So I feel like
you did say,
Ange got his spot on there. Yeah, so I feel like Ange sort of like maybe Ange sort of knew maybe this is not the right game to do it. Like home games are good to do it in as well, but when you're coming up against the Villa side, who are very strong in transition as well. If they overrun you in midfield, it becomes a thing where they can get out of defence quite easy. And I feel like we matched them really well in that second half, man. And that's not a poor side. That's a very good Villa team who ended up being on Duran. And I didn't even know Duran was playing when he come on.
It was nice. It was nice. What a pick John McGinn is, but I'd love to have him. That's one of the players that I would love to have. McGinn, I feel like would make Tottenham a way better side. He's a prick. I hate him.
Yeah, he's a Mr. Reliable player. He's a proper Mr. Dependable. That's what John McGinn is. He's always been that sort of player to Villa.
But he's got more steel. He's got more steel to him than our entire team seems to have at times. So he would definitely be a good addition in that midfield. But yeah, no, man, we absolutely. I would say our pressing was exceptionally. We pressed exceptionally well in the second half. Would you guys agree that our pressing was? We were saying those second balls. I guess that's kind of a byproduct of the pressing, but it seems like, we just the ball was falling to our feet every time. Our positional play got better. I honestly, there's so many good things to say. It was just such a good performance.
It's how you really do the press. It's how you really do the press as well. And the press in the second half was much more constructive. The press.
Yeah, less erratic.
But it played a massive reason and why we won a lot of the second balls. Like obviously the tackling in the second half was really good as well. Like the decision making by the players in the second half. The first half weren't really bad. I'm not saying the first half was really bad. I'm just saying I feel like the tempo in the second half, we went up a massive level. You can see from the moment Brennan Johnson scored that equaliser how quick the tempo changed.
Oh yeah.
The momentum completely shifted in our favour. And like we just completely. And I feel like the second half, like whatever Ange said at half time, massively worked because they come out and they look really hungry. That second half, straight from the whistle, man. So you can't really say the second half. I didn't get anything wrong in the second half. It's just the tempo in the first half. And just want to say one thing on Richie as well. They say in football, like availability is your best ability, and it's now becoming a problem where Richie is missing too many patches in a season. And now he's coming back from an injury and then breaking down and getting another injury 2 weeks later. I feel like it's best for Richie and for Tottenham maybe as well if Richie leaves the Premier League because I don't feel like the Premier League's the right league for him now, where it's becoming a problem now with his injuries. And I feel like we have to really look at maybe pushing him towards Saudi Arabia, where you could potentially still get a decent fee for him. I think we have to look at that in January because we're sort of carrying a player in our second choice striker in our team now, and if we're going to need a second choice striker, we're going to at least need him to be available. Because Lancashire, obviously, I don't know if he can he ain't played at any times this season. He can't obviously be the second choice. So I feel like Richie is someone that I don't mind Richie as a player. I feel like he's done better over the last 15 months, but I just feel like his injury problems now are becoming a massive problem.
Yeah. Definitely. I think Richie's done, unfortunately. I don't want to. Do you guys, Jose, what are you thinking about Richie's injuries? Do you think it's about time that we encourage him to find a new club?
It's interesting because where I was scratching my head about the substitution and he was coming on the sun and I was like, why? He set up one of Solanke's goals, didn't he? Where he got the injury setting up.
He could have easily tried to take it himself, but he passed the ball. That was beautiful.
So he pulled his hamstring passing that ball, and we got a goal out of it. Right, the trouble you got with Richarlison is I would have taken the money that Saudi were offering last summer. I don't think Saudi will offer that money this summer because if he's injured and he's getting injured all the time, other clubs will notice this. And why would other clubs want to buy an injured player? Doesn't matter what you pay for him. Why would they want to buy an injured player? And you're not going to spend 60 million notes on an injured player. So his value, if he continues with his injuries, his value will depreciate big time, and you'll be looking to give him away rather than sell him on. But at the end of the day, I feel sorry for the guy because he just wants to play football. He's not doing this on purpose. He wants to be playing football. We know about his mental health issues. He just wants to be playing football. And it just seems to be one thing after another that's stopping him from playing. So, I wish him in his recovery, both physically and mentally, all the very best. And we'll see what type of Richie we get back when he's back and fit. Although I will say that this time round, Ange did say that Richie had been fit for a while, but what they did is that they put him through extra paces to make sure that he didn't break down, because it seemed to be that he kept coming back and kept breaking down. Well, they've done this to him now. They've built him up. They said he's like a caged animal coming back, and now he's got injured again. It's just unfortunate, but I don't think we're going to get the money. I don't think you're not going to get the 60 million for him that we were going to get in the summer. As I said,
would you get rid of him for half that?
Colin, when you have a buying club and a selling club, there's a value that the selling club will have, right? And there's a value that the buying club will have. What I'm trying to say is that the buying clubs now will notice that Richarlison. They'll know his history. They'll know that he's being injured all the time, and
right.
and therefore, would you spend if it was your money, Colin? Would you spend £30 million on a player that's hardly going to play for you? Do you see what I mean? And that's what the clubs are going to look at. So I think his value. The more injuries he gets, the more his value comes down, and in the end, you'll be trying to give him away.
The only thing I can think of is obviously he's going against what I just said is maybe stay in the Premier League and trying to pull on the heartstrings of Everton and trying to see if he wants to go back to Everton and just giving him maybe a cut price deal. I know this sounds mad. They took Dele when he was a bit out of form and absolutely obviously that's a different situation and everything, but. I know for a fact the Everton fan base will definitely accept Richie back. I don't know if the club will do it. I don't know what sort of cash they've got. Even if we took 15 or 20 million, or even 12 or 14 million or something like that, we have to take a massive hit on him. I just cannot see any reason now where we're starting to carry a player now. He's becoming literally, like I said, availability is their best ability. He's hardly ever available anymore. But even if maybe it comes to a situation where we maybe have to look to Everton, maybe to send him back to Everton.
Yeah, and real quick, guys, Soren, private message to say that he had to go. So everybody, thanks, Soren, for being on. Thank you, Soren, for jumping on, buddy. Soren's a good fellow, awfully good fellow. But yeah, I get what you guys are saying. I mean, he's just never available. But when he is, he performs. You can't take that away from the guy. It does seem like he gets a surprising amount of goals and assists per season relative to the amount of games that he plays. So he's good. He's good when you can count on him. But Mike Romero says talk about giving your body for the game sucks for Richie, but wouldn't want to deal with a player always injured. Yep, you're 100% right. That's what Jose was saying. That's what Dan's been saying. And by the way, speaking of Jose, you can find him here at the link to his channel. Everybody head there if you haven't already, and we appreciate all you guys. Nina saying that she likes Richarlison, but she's sorry that he's been missing so much, and that's a good point. So, Jose, you were talking about his mental health, and I think, rightly or wrongly, I think playing football and being able to play football has a lot to do with his mental health, like you said. We probably. It just seems like this is going to be a very difficult situation for us to handle, keeping him happy and okay. And I mean, his mental health is kind of our responsibility at the club now. And you know what I mean? If playing football is this big of a part of it, I just don't know. I'm hoping that maybe he would go back to maybe playing in a lower league. Do you think a lower, less physical league he could maybe still pull it off, and play regularly for, Italy or? I know everyone uses Italy as their excuse of a terrible league or easy league. So, but you know what I mean? It's a little slower.
Why is it working today?
What's up, Johnny?
Oi, Gertrude, fucking Aston Villa, up yours.
Right. Ange out, huh? Oh, shit.
Oh, mate, I've changed my flip-flops more times than anything this fucking year.
Yeah, hey, he's that's exactly. We all have. Except for Jose. He's been Anjin and he's never wavered. I don't think you've wavered. No.
I haven't at all. No. I've said to you, give him a
I've
4-year
been
contract. Let him see his contract.
Hell yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. But yeah, after today's game, I don't think anybody could disagree. If we play like we did in the second half, which is obviously what he wants, we're a team that can go toe to toe with anybody. So yeah, Johnny, how you feeling though? Immediately after, how you feel?
Oh, mate, I'm elated over that game.
I'm
Fucking
super
Crystal
happy.
Palace fucked me off. I was fuming. But they put it all together today, didn't they? They played lovely.
Yeah, it was pretty to watch, and it was, scintillating. That's a new word for me, so I like using the word scintillating. Mikey was saying, how about that free kick? He's been dying to see one for us from James Madison, and we got it. That free kick was sweet. I don't care what you guys say, especially after the commentators I was listening to were basically doing dirty things to Emi Martinez. Talking about him, they love him so much, and to have that goal scored against him was sick. I loved it. It was smart. It was fast.
They were just saying that he's won the Lev Yashin award for the second year on the trot. So that's the best goalkeeper in the world trophy for 2 years on the trot. Obviously, they win the World Cup 1 year or whatever, and then they win the
Copa
Copa America the next year. So apparently, for all the judges with the Lev Yashin, you're the best goalkeeper in the world. Well, Tottenham put 4 past you. Have some of that.
Good shit. I loved it. Did you like the free kick? I just loved how quickly it was taken. I don't know. It was pretty creative. We didn't give him a chance to set up. We hit it, and I don't know. Maybe it's not creative. Maybe it was really obvious, but something about it made it to where Martinez couldn't get over there to save it. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was great.
He just stood there looking like a plonker, didn't he, Martinez?
He did. It looked like they had Fraser Forster in there. No, I'm just kidding.
Like
Fraser Forster might have saved
stole
that
from a dead ball, though, didn't it?
Shit, it took a while. But this one was good. I mean, put it exactly where he needed to. Just out of reach. He didn't even have to hit it that hard. It was all about just awareness and positioning, and I loved it. I don't know. So this second half showed me how good Ange can do things, how good Ange ball can be. We were playing against a good opponent. I'll have nobody say anything about who we were playing against today. He can only do it against X, Y, and Z team. Aston Villa are good. They're a good team. They beat Bayern in the Champions League match. You know what I mean? Like they're a good team. Everybody knows this. And yeah, I don't know.
Even when they emptied their bench, they had really good players coming off the bench. They've got a good squad. Let's not kid ourselves. They have a good side. They've got a good squad, because when you saw them empty their bench, and then they bought the players like they bought Duran on. Boubacar Kamara, I think, is a fantastic midfielder. Leon Bailey, Duran, who's been playing and scoring goals for fun. They bought Diego Carlos on as well. They still had on the bench Tyrone Mings, Ian Matson, Emi Buendia. The Philogene came on as well. They have got a squad. They've got a really good squad, and you cannot take it away, right? They are one of our rivals. We know that already. But we've played 2 home games, and this is where I'm going to elaborate on the home again. Played 2 home games against Man City and Villa. At home, I haven't got an issue. I think we can go toe to toe with anybody at home. My only issue is transferring that to being more consistent on the road, being more consistent, playing the way that you want to play, adapting the way that you play, however you look at it, by getting more results on the road. That's what's failing us at the moment, getting results on the road. If we get results on the road, we sit higher in the league than what do we do at the moment. Because on the road, we've been beaten 1-0 by Palace, we've beaten by Brighton 3-2, and we got beaten by Newcastle 2-1. All 3 of them games, well, no, apart from the Palace game, Brighton, we should have been out of sight by half time. Out of sight. And I'm talking about, we should have been like the Wizard of Oz over the rainbow. Long time by half time. And against Newcastle, what was interesting, Newcastle played against the Gooners yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
We tortured Newcastle. We absolutely smashed their door down at Newcastle and still lost 2-1. And yesterday, Arsenal hardly laid a glove on Newcastle. So, And at the end of the day, I'm not
I
worried
agree.
about other teams, and I shouldn't be comparing us to other teams. All I've got to say is, and I maintain, is our consistency levels away from home have got to raise. If you raise them, then the rest of it takes care of itself. Because at home, I have no issues.
I love it. I love it.
And out. Two shell in, please.
Ange out, players out, club shit. Anyway, no, Daniel, you're about to say something. My bad, bro.
Talking of the Gooner Muppets, that's one of the results I did get right yesterday. 1-0 Newcastle. I know for a fact I predicted 1-0 to Newcastle. Because it was the result last season. So I played it safe and went for the same result again this season.
Smart move, dude. I've literally never done that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you've got 1-0.
Tottenham obviously cost me because obviously I had 3-1, so I don't even mind Tottenham getting 4-1. So I got the Arsenal result right at the cost of them getting 3 points, and I'm potentially out of a title race already. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good with that.
Yeah, Madison done my predictions, bastard.
Yeah, Madison, I had 3-1 as well. And it's interesting, Colin, because did you have 3-1, Johnny?
Yeah, I had 3-1.
Okay, so you got 3 people on the screen because Colin hasn't played lately, but you got 3 people on the screen that all went for 3-1, right? We're playing against one of our competitions, yeah, one of our rivals. So for the we're in the mix with the rivals, and we're all predicting 3-1. Look at that! Before the game started, we knew Van der Ven was out, and we're all Peter Kagais as well. That shows you how we're behind our team. We're all predicting 3-1. So at the end of the day, it's not that the fan base haven't dropped off. The fan base must be seeing something similar if we're all going for the same kind of result. And
there's always going to be loud, angry, shitty people in every fan base, and those are just the loudest ones. The angrier, people are louder. It seems like, and so
I don't watch all the channels, and I'm not on the socials on everything. So
it's the socials that you wouldn't. Yeah,
I won't know. I won't know what people are saying and whatnot. And do you know what? I don't care.
It's probably better that way. Better for your mental health.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's better for your mental health, Jose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of them are fucking.
I get so pissed off. I'm like legitimately mad, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. Peter messages me, right, and says to me, blah 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 on, and I'm just like saying to Peter, why'd you put yourself through it? I don't bother. Simple. I don't bother. Don't put yourself through it. I don't bother. So,
oh man, sometimes with some of this stuff too, I'll talk to Beth, my wife, about it, and she'll just be like, "This is just sports," and I'm like, "It's way more important than you think. Like, stop it."
But, my wife wants to kick the fuck out of most of the Tottenham fucking content creators.
I'm in hiding already.
Not you, Jose, mate.
Oh shit!
Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
That was awesome. Pete's saying he has a laugh. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do. And everyone's entitled to their own opinions, even if I really, really strongly disagree. But I'm then entitled to make fun of it, I think, if that's how entitlement works.
Just take the piss out of them.
Yeah, it's okay. You can think whatever you want. I just might think that's really stupid, but that's okay. You know what I mean? But and anyway, I just think, I don't know. If you watch, I don't know. There's a lot of people that were really worried about things and still are really worried about things. I know this is one win, right? This isn't a necessary change in the direction of things. Or this isn't, this is just a win. It's the second win in a row, but it's just a win. But I do think it sort of justifies a lot of people's belief in Ange because we saw how well it worked in the second half. And obviously all managers are aiming to play for, their teams to play at their best. If he gets us playing at that level, which I think is our best that we've played so far this season, there's no excuse to not want the guy at your team. He's a wonderful manager, and so I think that that second half helped justify for a lot of people why they're Ange in, because it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Colin, can I just say, I think where I've got to give him kudos to Ange, right, is sometimes if you hear the opposition managers talk about Ange, talk about Tottenham and that. A lot of the people turn around and say, yeah, but they just say that because they have to. Listen, all the teams that play against Tottenham and all the managers that play against Ange, if they all think they know the system, then why aren't their teams beating us? Why aren't they getting the results against us? Do you see what I mean?
That's
The
a good point,
managers,
mate.
when they turn around, when Pep Guardiola turns around and says Tottenham play with the highest intensity out of anyone, he said this is Pep said Tottenham play with the highest intensity out of everyone. They play between the lines. They know their channels and stuff like that. If you got Pep saying that, yeah, but is she saying it because he has to? No, he's saying it because he actually believes that. Now today, I heard what Emery said before the start of the game. I haven't seen.
I didn't.
I
What did he
haven't,
say before the
and
game?
he was complimentary about Tottenham. He
Oh,
was,
okay, cool.
but I haven't seen what he said after the game because obviously I've jumped on here. But it'll be interesting when I'll see what he's turned around and said as well. But you've got other managers as well. When we beat Newcastle, before we played Newcastle, Eddie Howe was talking about it as well. And then when we beat Newcastle, Eddie Howe more or less said, "Yeah, we got away with one there." And playing against Tottenham is so difficult because so it's a bit like Ginola. When Ginola used to play for Tottenham, right? You knew what Ginola was going to do, but you couldn't fucking stop him. He'd drop his shoulder. He'd drop his shoulder, wouldn't he? And you knew he was going to do that, but you couldn't stop him. Do you see what I mean? It's what I'm saying. Tottenham, people know, they feel they know how Tottenham are going to line up, how they're going to play, and stuff like that. But you still can't stop them. Do you see what I mean?
You have to play against it. You can know it like the back of your hand, but you still have to then compete against it. Absolutely.
And that's
look who showed his face.
Tuchel.
I just saw what you guys at the beginning of the video, guys. That's why I can't be here.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare you!
I knew that was a lie.
I'm coming here to defend myself before I'm about to shoot out.
Oh well, see, before you have to shoot out. See, there's always something. You gotta go, or you gotta.
Well, if I don't, I'm gonna get in trouble for not going fireworks tonight, and I don't want my wife to beat me up.
That sounds
you got to do the right thing. You got to do the right thing, mate.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But would you like to retract your halftime statement publicly?
No, I think I had every right to say what I wanted to say quickly. But then,
just retract it. Just retract it, brother.
But what I do? I was always Angie. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You borrow my flip flops if you want, James.
I'm just doing clickbait, Colin.
Yeah.
Colin, we got the best of both worlds, mate. Jamie, we got Tuchel managing England now, so he can still win stuff with England, and then we got Ange turning it around the Tottenham.
Exactly.
You don't think Pochettino's going to make the United States a force? We're going to be.
And then when we play Spain in the World Cup final in a couple of years' time, we got revenge on the cards.
You're having a laugh.
Jose, I say Jose and Johnny are right here.
Steven España, figures forever will it go.
Oh,
man,
he's a proper comedian.
I think I've heard it all today. Like,
well, neither of you guys will be there because it'll be the United States versus Mexico World Cup final.
What teams? What countries are they? United? What? Carl?
Yeah, States of America. It's
Never
one of the best.
heard of them, brother.
I'd say they're one of the best footballing teams ever. But they throw it. But they throw it. But they throw it instead of kicking it like you guys do.
You guys on the pipes, ain't you? Really? Oh my god!
I have no idea what they're talking about there.
No, sorry. I was saying we're good at football, but it's the other kind. We're probably one of the best countries in the world at football, as long as you're throwing it and you're not kicking it.
Is that the gay rugby that you played, Colin?
Yeah, the hand
You play rugby with pants, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is.
That's not proper rugby. That's what English people play proper rugby. You play rugby with pads.
And you can't play cricket either. You hold the bat totally differently, and you've made it a different shape as well.
That's rounders they play, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
Definitely rounders.
We'll have to look up who made which sport was first. I'm sure cricket existed first. But yeah, interesting.
I'm not a big fan of cricket. It's a boring sport to watch.
Well, baseball is no better. Baseball is no better to watch. God, it's boring.
Fun fact. Tottenham used to be a cricket team back in the day.
Yeah, that's how they started. They were I've read that as well. Cool stuff.
Another little fun fact. I just get a little fun fact off. The name Hotspur comes from a William Shakespeare play.
Harry Hotspur, right?
I just read it in a comic book back in the day. I remember getting one when I was a little kid for Christmas, and I just remember
going back the books and stuff. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and I go.
Get all intellectual or some honest Dan.
Well, that's just two fun facts. I don't know too much more from my prop back in the olden days. Obviously, other than we're the only non-league team to ever win the FA Cup. Obviously, that's a little fun fact as well. Everyone knows that. So.
It feels like Adrian's here. People telling us cool stuff.
I was going to say, at the moment, lads, do you know who's doing us in? Them Americans. Wrexham are still losing to Harrogate, and most of the crowd that went for Harrogate, Wrexham to win that game.
Oh, fuck.
And Harrogate
as well.
Harrogate are 1-0 up and it's the 90th plus third minute, and Harrogate 1-0 up.
What was the Saturday game? I think I got the Huddersfield score wrong as well. I had Huddersfield to win. They lost the bloody. Who did they lose to?
Tamworth 1-0.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I had Huddersfield to win that bloody 3-0. I think.
I got the Curzon Mansfield spot on. I got that one spot on.
Who won that Mansfield?
4-0.
Jeez.
I got that wrong. I think I had 2-0.
Yeah. Sorry, if we're the predictions, I've thrown some FA Cup games this week.
Hell yeah! No, that's awesome. That's good stuff.
People asked for it. People wanted some bonus games, so I threw some.
They wanted to get closer to the top. Exactly.
You say Wrexham are getting beat?
1-0 they're losing at the moment to Harrogate.
There's been some pretty weird. There's been some weird results in the FA Cup already. I know rounds already.
Yeah, there has been for sure. Real quick, just wanted to say big up to Johnny Bethnal Green who was on. Big up, Johnny. Thanks for coming on, dude. Oh, but is he back? Hell yes. We thought you were gone.
I pressed the wrong fucking button, didn't I?
You would.
Right, listen, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to go have my dinner with my family. Listen.
Enjoy, buddy.
Good luck to all of you on the screen. Come on, you Spurs. In the big Ange, I trust.
Piss off, you flash, Harry.
Aussie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, guys, I probably don't have too much longer to go either. I've got work coming up, but I just wanted to jump on and celebrate with the gang and talk about what a win. You know, I think every player played well that second half.
You want to get a car? No, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll try and go away to Galatasaray and get at least a point, maybe. Keep the momentum up. That'd be even a point away in Galatasaray would be a decent result. It's probably without no Romero, no Van der Ven now. So I'll take a point away in Galatasaray. And then we got Ipswich at home as well. Is the international break off? The international break off that Ipswich match.
Yes.
Yeah, so Van der Ven should be back. I think we can manage these little 3-game periods without Van der Ven fine. Because the Galatasaray game is not massively winnable. We don't have to go there and win that game. We've got 9 points out of 9. A draw there, even a loss there, is not the worst scenario in the world. We've still got Elfsborg at home, Rangers away, Roma at home, Hoffenheim away. There's easily enough games there to get through this group still easily. And then it's the Ipswich game at home. So we might be able to get some decent results while Van der Ven's missing and he's back before the international break. So it might still work out.
Good old Ben Davis. Dust off the Ben Davis, everybody.
We've got Ben Davis. Don't worry.
And Dragoson played
Dragoson obviously, what's that, 2 games now? He started now, and he's showing now that the best thing he can do now is getting consistency by getting starts. He's not had a lot of opportunities here to get starts. He's a quality centre-back. We obviously spent a lot of money on him, you can tell. And it's really hard to get any momentum as a centre-back if you're barely playing games. You can tell why he's Romania's best centre-back. He's an old-fashioned centre-back. You can just say he likes to defend, man, and he likes to rough up defend. He likes to rough up people as well. I saw Romero get outstrengthed very easily by Watkins one stage in that game when he fell on. And I see Dragoson also do a similar thing when he was on the throwing line to Watkins. They sort of just shrugged Watkins off the ball like really easily, and I just thought about the difference of like how Dragoson sort of like handled that moment compared to like Romero. Romero seems to be a guy right now who seems to be like. His mind seems to be half out the door. I don't know, like this Real Madrid stuff is really starting to worry me a bit now. Because his mind seems to be half out the door. Like it seems to be like his mind's already thinking about the summer, yeah, and a potential bid coming in from Real Madrid. I told you about Real Madrid put the feeders in a year before, and then they get a player a year later. They've done it with Modric, they've done it with Bale, they've done it with Ronaldo, they've done it with numerous players in the past. They always get their man in the end, so they usually feed the feeders out a year before they put the bid in. So he might just be a player out of form I'm hoping he's a player out of form and he isn't someone who's getting swayed by the speculation. That's worrying because that means we're watching potentially Ramirez last, 6 months at the football club. So I'm just hoping he's out of form right now, and that's what it is. But
if he wants to go, though, let him go. You know what I mean? I'm of the idea that we've got other defenders. I honestly think we brought Dragishin in to be a starter. I think. I don't know.
Jackson's a dependable replacement. I know that. That's one thing Jackson is. Like, we brought him in to obviously play games. Right now, we've got the perfect scenario where he can get a couple games under his belt and get a bit of consistency and prove to Ange and then make it hard for Ange to drop him. That's the best thing Jackson can do right now. Make it hard for Ange to drop him. That's all that Jackson can do. Just impress so much it becomes too impossible for Ange.
All right, later, Jamie. I'm not going much longer either, but
Enjoy your fireworks, brother.
Yeah, enjoy your fireworks, man. It's so weird that it's nighttime.
I'll give you a call later.
Okay, see you.
Man.
Josh is here.